All right, you salty little freaks. Short video this weekend. It's a rainy Saturday here at the shop, and this is going to be titled Requiem for a Transmission Filter. This van came in, and I will probably narrate this, but we got quite lucky. But the dude who owns this van got very lucky. This would have been almost 100% certain to be original fluid. I could tell because the bolts on the transmission pan had never been disturbed. The original gasket was, it's not gasket, it's RTV was in place. It had never been replaced, and nobody had ever been in there. And he was at 155 kilometers, which is 110,000 miles? No, 90,000 miles? I forget. You do the math. You got math. All right, let's learn. Hey, you want to see something exciting? Okay, so here's what we got. When we took the filter out, we cut it apart. The ringer for this, knowing that we were going to change the fluid, was we actually tried to blow into this assembly, blowing into it in the path of its flow, and we couldn't even blow through it, whereas a virgin filter we could. But oh boy, this thing, it doesn't look as much like it now, but it was really clogged up with nonsense. Let's see if we can see some educational fun. The filter draws up from the bottom, and I actually don't know where the return is, but that's the path of its flow. And you can see the particulate matter in here. You can see that you can't see through it, and it draws up from that side. What we did, as one does, is what's called a double drain and fill, which is a technique for getting all the fluid out of your transmission. Your transmission in the pan is about half the fluid, maybe a little bit more than half. Actually, probably 5 quarts in the pan and 3 quarts in the torque converter. But unlike an old car, a 60s car, you can't get to the torque converter. So what you can do if you have very dirty fluid is what's called a double drain and fill, which just means you drain it, replace the filter, put new fluid in, drive it for a little bit, drain it, and replace the filter again. This would be the second filter that came out, and you can see that it is much nicer. I mean, I don't know, maybe you can't see because video doesn't tell the whole story. And it seems wasteful to do so, to waste, I don't know, 40 bucks of transmission fluid and $20 a filter, but it's actually pretty good practice. And you will also note the clarity of the fluid that comes out, because we just put in red fluid, and what came out was this, which is pretty nasty. Even on the first drain and fill, that should be, you know, very red. I guess it's hard to see, but it's quite black. So that was the remnant materials in the first filter. The remnant fluid contaminating the new fluid. You get the idea. Double drain and fill. I feel like you people are smart enough, I don't need to explain this to you. Maybe I do. All right, now you know. These are the little freaky guys in question. About 8 of these, or 10 maybe, came out in the filter and in the pan. They had made it past the filter somehow. I don't know what this is. This, to me, it's certainly round. It's not like it's sheared off gear tooth. They're all identical. It's about as tight as I can get in on them. That, I believe, it must be a needle bearing for a roller bearing of some kind, but who knows? And there you have it. So after the double drain and fill, it works fine. We test drove it quite a bit, and he's out in it now. He's a full-timer and lives in it. He's several hundred miles down the road. About the needle bearings, or roller bearings, I don't know exactly where they come from, and I don't know exactly what the damage will be long-term and permanent. I do know that the thing to do is essentially nothing, because you lose nothing by driving it since it works now, and you can worry about it all you want, but it won't change anything, and I suppose time will tell. That may not be the smartest path forward, but that is the path forward, because the cure is way worse than the disease in this sense, because it's working just fine. And its line pressures read fine, and they're right a few pounds off of where it's desired, and the function is good. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Farewell from Promasters Only, your #1 spot for Promasters Only in beautiful Barbertucky, Ohio. Carry on.